So good morning children. This is the second video of the story Lost Spring for the 12th standard CBSE board children from the book Flamingo. So first of all, in the 5 minutes what we can do, we all can revise that what we all have studied in the first video. So children, in the first video we have studied the story of the rag pickers, right? So who is the central character? The central character in the story is Saheb, right? So who is Saheb? Saheb is a rag picker, and what happened with him? Unfortunately, he came from Bangladesh and when they were having the storm, so he came from Bangladesh like that. 10,000 people are living nearby the Delhi, okay, 10 kilometers away from the Delhi, and these people are doing the work rag picking. So a very interesting story here. We can see the poverty, how these things are there, and we can start our story from here. So page number 16. So lastly, where we have stopped, that he was watching when the people's children were playing. The gatekeeper lets me use the swing. Saheb too is wearing tennis shoes. So now what Saheb is also wearing? He is also wearing the tennis shoes. So at the time of playing tennis, people are having the special types of shoes, okay, which is said to be the tennis shoes. That also he is also playing, having. Over his discolored shirt and shorts. So how the dress of the Saheb is? Saheb dress is completely discolored. Discolored means not matching. The short and the shirt, it is not matching. Pant, shirt, they both are different, completely not matching, okay. And the shoes also. Someone gave them to me, he says in the manner of an explanation. So he said to the narrator that someone has given the shoes to him. The fact that they are discarded shoes of some rich boy. So discarded means rejected, okay. So discarded means rejected. So rejected shoes of any rich boy, but accepted by the poor one. So we can see the fact that they are the discarded shoes of some rich boy who perhaps refused to wear them because of a hole in one of them. So what the boy is doing, the boy is having the shoe which is rejected by the rich one. Why the rich child has rejected? Because maybe one small hole was there in the shoe. But that is accepted by Saheb, because Saheb is that boy maybe who has not wore the shoe in his life only. That much poor child he is. So who perhaps refused to wear them because of a hole in one of them does not bother him, for one who has walked barefoot. So the one who has walked barefoot, he is knowing the importance of the shoe. No matter the shoe is having the hole or not, he is understanding the importance, because most of his life he has walked barefoot, without slipper. So like this I can also say, no, the importance of food, that person can only understand who used to be hungry, okay. Importance of marks, that types of children can understand only those who are getting very less marks, right? So these things are relatable. Then for one who has walked barefoot, even shoes with a hole is a dream come true, but the game he is watching so intently is out of his reach. Okay, shoe is okay, but the game what he was watching, no, it was out of his reach. Why? Because some games are there, children, which are very costly to play. All the materials with what you are buying, no, the required material for playing that game is only very costly, and one of them is tennis. So this morning Saheb is on his way to the milk booth In his hand is a steel canister. I now work in a tea stall down the road. And now what he said, that he started working in a tea shop, okay, pointing in the road. I am paid 800 rupees and all my meals. So what he is getting in return? In return he is getting 800 rupees per month and all the meals. All the meals means in the morning, lunch and dinner, 3 times he has to work, and 800 rupees salary he will get. So now he is no more independent. Now he is no more free. He has to work somewhere. He has to listen to the owner or the boss what he is saying or demanding. Does he like the job? Question mark, I ask. So now the narrator is asking all the things to himself only. That Sahib, he is liking this job or not, or simply he is doing. I ask his face. I see has lost the carefree look, and before what was there? On his face one carefree look was there. Carefree look means no need of caring anything, no need of being serious, just living the life. But now on his face we are able to see seriousness. Why this seriousness? Because now he is working, he has to be correct in the work, he has to listen to someone. Then the steel canister seems heavier than the plastic bag he would carry so lightly over his shoulder. So what the steel canister he is carrying, no, that is looking very heavy in comparison to the plastic bag which he was carrying, and he can collect also. What he can collect? All the waste material whatever he was collecting. So now the narrator he started comparison. He started doing comparison. The canister belongs to the man who owns the tea shop. Sahib is no longer his own master! Exclamation mark. So canister means these things which in the tea they are keeping and taking. So like that he is saying that this is belonging to whom? This is belonging to the owner of the tea shop. Now Sahib is no longer master of his own. Now he is not independent, free. I want to drive a car. I want to drive a car. Mukesh insists on being his own master. So now here we can see the next part, that Mukesh insists on being his own master. So Mukesh is a character. What the Mukesh want to do? Marker is not working, it is working now. So Mukesh want to be his own master, he don't want to have any master. So he is saying, I will be a motor mechanic. He announced, he declared in front of everyone that in future what I will do? I will be a motor mechanic. Do you know anything about cars? I ask. So here also narrator is here and he started talking with Mukesh that you know anything about the car? You want to become the motor mechanics? I will learn to drive a car. And then he is saying that I will learn to drive a car. He answers. Then what happened? Looking straight into my eyes, his dream looks like a mirage amongst the dust of street. So mirage means a very long way we can understand like this, or the dream which is coming true. So like that he was looking and dreaming that fill his town Firozabad, famous for its bangle. But the Firozabad, why it is famous? It is famous for bangles. Every other family in Firozabad is engaged in making bangles. So we can say that nearly if 2 families are there, 1 family is surely busy or engaged in making the bangles. It is the center of India's glass blowing industry, and Firozabad is the center of India's glass blowing industry. Means many, or we can say maximum bangles are produced here only, where families have spent generations working around furnaces. And here children, what happened? The family has spent generations means the father was also working in the bangle processing, okay, in the industry. Son was also working the same, and then his son also was working same. Welding glass, making bangles for all the women in the land, it seems. So it was looking like they all are making the bangles for the women. How much the women are present on the planet Earth, because every day bangle they are making. It was looking, comparison is there. Now page number 17, second paragraph. Mukesh family is among them. So Mukesh family is also among them. None of them know that it is illegal for children like him to work in the glass furnaces with high temperature. And there no one is knowing this, that children are not allowed to work in the furnaces, in the high temperature, in the industries. This is a crime, because maximum peoples are there illiterate, okay, those who are not having the basic education. In dinghy cells without air and light, that the law, if enforced, could get him and all those 20,000 children out of the hot furnaces where they slog their daylight hours. So it is said no, that if maybe the government will come, they will take the action rightly. What can happen, that 20,000 children they have to make to come out from the furnaces. 20,000 children. Government is saying not allowed, and there they are. Often losing the brightness of their eyes. And when these children are working in the furnaces, in the industries, what used to happen? Sometimes and often. How both can come together, sometime also and often? It can come. Often means most of the children, and sometimes means rarely this happened. What is happening? That the children are losing their eyesight. Even's eyes beam as he volunteers to take me home. Mukesh's eyes beam as he volunteers to take me home. So what happened? Mukesh invited narrator that you come to my house. How you are becoming friend with anyone, and you want your friend also to visit your house, to see your parents, to talk something, right? Which he proudly says is being rebuilt. So about the house, what he was saying, that the house is going to be rebuilt. We walk down stinking lanes choked with garbage. So now narrator is saying that we have to cross so many lanes, and they were completely filled with the garbage. Past homes that remains hovels with crumbling walls, wobbly doors, no window, crowded with families of humans and animal coexisting in a primeval state. So he is saying that we passed all the scenes, like the houses which are not having the door, the houses which are not having the window, the walls which are very much dirty, the room where the human beings and the animals both are living together in one room only, okay, or maybe some places where so many family members are there together. So what is this? This is poverty, children. This is a poverty, okay. And then he stops at the door of one such house. So like that only, one house is there, there he is stopping. Bangs a wobbly iron door with his foot. So with his foot what he is doing, banging means making sound, and pushes it open. So the door he is not opening with the hand, the door he is opening with the leg, okay. We enter a half built shack. So then he is explaining that half built shack, it was not complete a house also, okay, half built. In one part of it thatched with dead grass, and one part the dead grass were there, means grass grown once upon a time and now the grass are not green, so dead grass. Is a firewood stove over which sits a large vessel of sizzling spinach leaf. So spinach leaves are there which is being cooked now. On the ground in large aluminium platter are more chopped vegetables. Chopped means they are cut into pieces. A frail young woman is cooking the evening meal for the whole family. So a young woman is there who is cooking the meal for the whole family. Thou eyes filled with smoke, she smiles. How the eyes is filling? The eyes is filling with the smoke while she is cooking, but then also she is smiling because the guest is there in the home. She is the wife of Mukesh's elder brother. So who was she? She was the wife of Mukesh's elder brother. Not much older in years, but she was not very old also, because in a rural area or where education is not there, the people used to get married very soon. She has begun to command respect as the Bahu, and she is getting the respect and she is following all the duties how a Bahu should be. Bahu means the daughter-in-law of the house. So she is charged with the duty of Bahu, and Bahu means daughter-in-law of the house. Already in charge of 3 men. So already in charge means 3 people's work she has to do, listen, cook, like this. Her husband Mukesh and their father. When the older man enters, she gently withdraw behind the broken wall and brings her wheel closer to her face. So it is said that when he is entering, his father is entering, she has to go behind the wall and she has to cover her face. As customs demands, daughter-in-law must veil their faces before male elders. So this is the custom and tradition with that whoever the daughter-in-law are there, they have to cover their faces in front of the male elder family members. In this case, the elder is an impoverished bangle maker. So who is elder? He is a bangle maker, means he is working in the industry where the bangles they all are making. Okay. Despite long years of hard labor, first as a tailor, and here we can see some more story about that man, that first he was tailor also in his life, then tailor, after tailor what he become? He become the bangle seller. He has failed to renovate a house. Renovate means to do some repairing, like that wall I have to rebuild, here painting is required, okay, here one door should be there, door is everywhere, window should be there. So he was not able to renovate a house also. Send his 2 sons to school, and he was able to send how many sons? 2 sons to school. All he has managed to do is teach them what he knows, the art of making bangle. So he was thinking that what maximum I can give to my children, I can teach them that how to make the bangles. It is his karam, his destiny, says Mukesh grandmother. So Mukesh grandmother means Mukesh father's father's mother. Mukesh father's mother is Mukesh grandmother. What he is saying, that this is karam, this is destiny, means already everything is written in your luck, that only will happen. But children, it is not like this, or it can be like this, we don't know. We should not depend on this, we should do our work, right? So who has watched her own husband go blind with the dust from polishing the glass of bangles? So what she has watched, Mukesh's father's mother, she has watched her own husband becoming blind. Means Mukesh's grandfather, he became blind when he was polishing the glass of bangles. Okay. Can a God given lineage ever be broken? So he is saying that can a God given lineage ever be broken, means maybe the curse which is given to the whole generation, like all will be poor. So can it be broken? C implies born in the caste of bangle maker, they have seen nothing but bangles. So then she is saying that we all are born in the caste of bangle makers. So only we have to see one thing in our life, and that is bangle. In the house, in the yard, in every other house. So everywhere, in the house also, in the yard also, and every other house also, we have to see only the bangles. Every other yard, every street in Firozabad, everywhere. Then spirals of bangles, how the bangles can be spiraled, okay, how they are making spiral with the help of thread, and they are going to street and they are selling. Sunny, gold, paddy, green, royal, blue, pink, purple, every color born out of the 7 colors of the rainbow. So she is saying that out of the 7 colors of the rainbow, all the colors we are selling as the bangles. Life in months in unkept yards are piled on 4-wheeled hand carts. She is saying that our life is on this only, 4-wheeled handcraft, that we have to sell the bangles. Pushed by young men along the narrow lanes of the shanty towns. So narrow lane, when narrow lane is coming, so that time the young men, what they are doing, they are pushing also so that we can cross. Okay. And in dark hut means, so now she is explaining her own experiences. And in dark hut means, next to lines of flames of flickering oil lamps, sit boys and girls with their fathers and mother. So that time what is happening, boys and girls, they are sitting with their father and mother, welding pieces of colored glass into circles of bangles. So like all are engaged in making of the bangles. Their eyes are more adjusted to the dark than to the light outside. Means that much time they all have spent in the darkness, that their eyes has now become adjustable towards the dark. They become adults. So before they become adults. So in the childhood only it is said. See children, what I want to say here, that what the best thing can be given to anyone. The best thing can be given to anyone is education. The right thing which can be given to anyone is only education. But if the education is not given, and if that time the person is not knowing only that how the life should be, okay, and what is the meaning of life, how we can earn money, how our nature should be, okay, what we have to do in the society, how we can improve. If they are not knowing, then what is the importance of life? So here we can see the poor are not poor because they are not working. The poor are poor because they are not having the good knowledge about the society. They are not having the good knowledge what is happening around them and how the things are happening. This knowledge they are not having, so they are becoming poor. You can find out so many peoples, those who don't know how to study, but they are becoming very rich. How? Because they are knowing in this thing how in the society this is happening. They are using their wisdom. So we can use knowledge, we can use wisdom, we can understand the things. Okay, knowing what is happening around the society, how the work is happening, how we can lead, how we can learn. So this is a process, okay, which we have to understand, children. And this story, the lost spring, is first we have seen the story of the Sahib, and then we are looking the story of Mukesh. So I want to give you one summary, children, till here. So about Mukesh. So who the Mukesh is? Mukesh is a child who is working in the bangle industry, we can say, in Firozabad, and his all families, all families are engaged in this profession only. All the family members are engaged in this profession. So even what we can say, that many children are losing their eyesight also because of working in the high temperature in the furnaces. Many children, they are losing the eyesight, right? And if you talk about the government, what the government used to say, the government is saying clearly that no child is allowed to work in any factory, in any industry. Okay, it is illegal, and the person who is hiring them, he has to pay fine also, or he can go to jail also. This is the rule. But now the question is, if the poor are not knowing this rule only, then what will happen? They don't know the rule only. And if the poor are not getting the work, then how they will get the food for their survival? Now the question is, so I want to ask one question from you all children, right? Let me see that you are able to think clearly or not. Example, this is one hotel. Okay, you are going in the hotel. So many people are sitting and they are, this is table which I tried to make. Not good in drawing, but I am trying. All are eating something, right? And here this child is there who is working in the hotel. Okay. Now question is, this child is 10-year-old. 10 no, 12-year-old. Everyone in the hotel is calling this child by the name Chotu, or any common name we can say. You are educated person. You are watching that Chotu 12-year-old child is working in the hotel. You are calling the police. And the police is arresting the person who had given the permission to Chotu to work, and they are giving warning to Chotu that never work in anywhere. Okay. Then that child is coming to you and saying that in my family only my mother is there, and we all are very poor, and mother is ill also, very ill. So our family need one source of income. So I started working at the age of 12, and because of you I lost a job, a good job in the hotel, where nothing more work I had to do. I had to clean the plates, and food also they were giving. So that time what steps you will take? Or do you think that the decision is correct that up to 12, 13, 14 year children should not get the job to work? Then what will happen with their family? I don't support child labor, but I want your all suggestion and thinking here, right? Okay. So we are discussing about the Mukesh, that Mukesh is taking the narrator one time to his house, and which type of house he is taking after crossing so many houses. Some houses are half built, some houses are more animals are there, more less number of peoples are there, right? So like we can say completely the life of poor peoples, okay, and poor also not poor, very poor. So if you go to any poor area, so I should not say any area is not poor or rich. It depends on the facility only, like slum. If you go to slum area, you can find out that the limited place maximum peoples used to live. Okay, limited place, maximum peoples they used to live. For example, 1 kilometer, how many people should live? 300 people. No, there 5,000 people are living. So that is slum. And because this much people are living, so many problems are there. So cleanliness you cannot find where the population is more. Okay. but we can get the exception also, like China, the country, you see they are the most populous country in the world, but then also they are clean. So it depends on education, it depends on our willpower. Something is missing, right, which we have to do in the society. Okay, so, or you know children, that the poor are sometimes completely isolated. Isolated means they have to be alone. They are expelled out from the society, and the poor are not knowing also that what is good for them, what is bad for them. They are doing that only what their family members are doing, or their family members are teaching them. And if anyone is having any doubt, or anyone is saying that I cannot do, right, I am not able to do this, so that time what they are saying, that time they are saying that what you can do, you can completely depend on the destiny. You can completely depend on the destiny. Okay, so these things are there. And then we can see question answer, children. So some of the question answer now we can discuss. So page number 16, this Sahib question answer we can see. What is Sahib looking for in the garbage dumps? So in the garbage dump, what Sahib was looking, what Sahib was searching? So he was searching 1 rupee note, or he was searching the shoe, he was searching something important. Whatever he was searching, that we can say the answer. Where is he and where has he come from? Where is he? He is now Delhi, 10 kilometers away, one place is there, there he is living. Where he has come from? He has come from Bangladesh. Okay, so this answer we all can say that he came from Bangladesh. What explanation does the author offer for the children not wearing footwear? So what explanation does the author offer for the children not wearing footwear? So those who are not having the slippers or footwear. Okay, so what narrator is speaking, that other children are saying that they are not having, first of all, the shoes of same size, different size they are having. Point number 1. Point number 2 is that sometimes they are not having the shoes also. Okay, barefoot they used to live. Is Sahib happy working at the tea stall? Explain. So if you ask from me, or you ask from the narrator of this story, we both will say the same thing, that Sahib is not happy to work in the tea stall, because if he is happy, then the happiness can be seen on his face also. But here we are not able to see the happiness on his face. Okay, here we are not able to see the happiness on his face. He is sad, he is tensed, because his time is now packed. Okay, because his time is now packed. What he has to do? He has to completely follow the commands of his boss, and then according to that he has to do. Okay, then according to that only he has to do. So I hope that you all children are understanding this story nicely, and you are studying at home also. So thank you all children, have a good day.